Before coming to church, I was under the impression from hearing other people that giving first fruits to the church would benefit the pastors and the bishops while you're struggling.
Before coming to church, we had problems in our marriage. It was more understanding of what marriage meant, because we got married when we were young, and we did not understand the meaning of faithfulness. The lack of understanding of faithfulness in the marriage affected a lot of areas in our life, that affected our financial life, because we ended up separating and living different lives. And it just brought a lot of confusion, because then you are looking for answers outside, but you don't get them. Then I ended up going to different churches, and I could not find an answer. So my question was, okay, if there is a God, why is all this happening? So after separation, things got worse. I lived in a house that was full of rats. It was difficult to pay the bills by myself. It was difficult to fend for the children as well. When I needed to cook, I would have to sterilize everything from the kitchen surfaces to the plates, the pots, even the knives that I used to cook with. It was the most difficult time of my life.
Difficulty with me was not having my family with me. And to make up for that time, I started to drink more. And I still went to work, but there was that huge void in my life that I tried to cover it up with alcohol, with smoking, everything that was done outside of what you'd say a believer does was what I did. But I couldn't go back to my family. It was such a difficult time in terms of, I just couldn't reach out to them and say, can we start again? I felt that my cause was long done, was long gone. There was no focus. 3 things I had to do was to help my wife pay a little bit of rent. Thought I'm covered there, and then I would drink most of it because I worked. But I'll come end of the week, I am left with nothing. But that's when I get paid again. And it was just like that. And I even maybe by now, if I hadn't found God, I'll be dead.
When I came to the UCKG, I learned about the first fruit. And for me, the very first thing that was done was giving the booklet of the tithe. And I think that empowers an individual, because I was able to read for myself. And one of the verses that stick with me is, try me with your tithe and offering and see if I will not open the windows of heaven. So after honoring God through the first fruits, the first change that I saw was peace, because I didn't have peace. So I had peace now. I learned that I could depend on God as my father and as my friend. And then moving forward, as I said in the beginning, we had separated. There was restoration of my marriage. That was the second thing. And then the third thing was our finances. I was blessed at a point where I'm financially independent. I used to work, but now I run my own business.
With honoring God with my first fruits, my life has changed from what it used to be a lot. I'm no longer depressed, because my family, which was the main cause of my depression, was that I did not have my family with me. I was only a father by name, but now I've got my family with me, my wife with me, and we're all in faith here at the UCKG. I no longer smoke. I stopped smoking a long time ago, which was the biggest addiction I had. I don't drink anymore, which is another addiction that I had. These are 2 things that would have killed me.
Today, we live in a mansion. Our financial life is blessed. We run our own business, and we do it together. We no longer do what we did before, where he used to go to work and work for himself. We run a business together. In our marriage, we're best of friends. In Christ, and what we've learned, I don't put my husband first. it's God first, and He does the same, isn't it? Then our family, in terms of our children, we're so blessed. God has restored everything. I think honoring God was the best decision that I made, because it has guided us through to all areas of our lives. It has led us to the success that we have now. And just to conclude, we know that putting God first in everything starts by honoring God.